I am Dr. Vonda Wright, and what I am about to share with you might completely change the way you think about muscle weakness after 60. I have been working with seniors for over 2 decades, and I keep seeing the same frustrating pattern. My patients come to me eating protein every single day. Chicken breast for lunch, salmon for dinner, eggs for breakfast. They are walking 30 minutes most mornings, doing their light stretching, following every piece of advice their doctors give them. Yet their legs still shake when they climb stairs, their arms still feel heavy when they lift groceries, and their grip strength keeps fading month after month. For years, I thought this was just aging, something we had to accept. But then I started digging into the research, and what I discovered shocked me. The problem is not that seniors are not eating enough protein. The real problem is that their bodies cannot actually use that protein. There is a hidden gap, a missing link that nobody talks about. Your muscles are like a car with a full tank of gas, but no spark plugs. The fuel is there, but nothing ignites it. Your body needs specific natural compounds to activate its repair mechanisms, to flip the switches that tell your muscles to rebuild and strengthen. Today, I am going to reveal 4 nuts that contain the exact amino acids, minerals, and plant proteins your body is desperately missing. I am going to explain them from least to most powerful, and I promise you, the last one is absolutely game-changing. But here is what matters most. These are not expensive supplements, not complicated meal plans, just 4 simple foods that can restore the strength you thought was gone forever. If you are serious about maintaining your independence, your mobility, and your strength after 60, then stay with me through this entire video. And please hit that subscribe button right now, because what I am about to teach you could be the difference between thriving in your later years and struggling with every movement. Let me start with the first nut, and this one is the activator. We are talking about almonds. Now, you might be thinking almonds are just a healthy snack, something you eat mindlessly while watching television. But let me explain what is really happening inside your body when you eat them correctly. The reason your muscles feel weak, even when you are eating plenty of protein, is because of a severe mineral deficiency that almost nobody addresses. Your muscles need magnesium to contract properly, to turn food into energy, to keep nerve signals firing correctly. Without enough magnesium, it does not matter how much chicken you eat. Your muscles simply cannot function. Almonds are one of nature's richest sources of magnesium, and they also contain something called L-arginine, an amino acid that transforms blood flow to your muscles. Think of magnesium as the spark plug I mentioned earlier. It is what converts the food you eat into actual usable energy. It is what keeps the electrical signals running smoothly from your brain to your muscles. When you are deficient, everything slows down, everything weakens. Researchers at the University of Texas studied seniors who added just 1 ounce of almonds to their daily diet. Within 6 weeks, these people showed a 20% improvement in muscle endurance. That is not a small change. That is the difference between struggling upstairs and walking up confidently. The L-arginine in almonds does something equally powerful. It boosts nitric oxide production in your blood vessels, which means better oxygen delivery to every muscle fiber. When your muscles get more oxygen, they work longer without fatigue, they recover faster after activity, and they stay flexible instead of becoming stiff and tight. This is why so many of my patients tell me they feel lighter and more energetic once they start eating almonds properly. Their bodies are finally getting the blood flow and mineral support they have been missing for years. But here is the critical mistake almost everyone makes. They buy roasted almonds at high heat, and that process destroys up to 35% of the nutrients you need. The oils oxidize, the enzymes die, and you are left with something that tastes good but does not deliver the benefits. What you need to do is buy raw almonds and soak them overnight in clean water. This activates the enzymes, makes them easier to digest, and allows your body to absorb every bit of magnesium and L-arginine they contain. In the morning, drain the water, peel off the brown skin if you can, and those almonds are ready to transform your muscle function. Let me tell you exactly how to use them. For breakfast, blend 5 or 6 soaked almonds into a smoothie with oats, a banana, and some Greek yogurt. The combination of protein, fiber, and activated enzymes gives your muscles everything they need to start the day strong. At lunch, chop a handful over your vegetables or salad. The healthy fats in almonds help you absorb the vitamins from those vegetables, so you are getting double the benefit. And here is something most people never try. At bedtime, eat 2 soaked almonds with a glass of warm turmeric milk. While you sleep, your body goes into deep repair mode, and those almonds provide the exact minerals your muscles need for overnight recovery. I had a patient named Martha, 72 years old, who came to me with trembling legs. She could barely stand for more than a few minutes without feeling like she might collapse. She was drinking protein shakes twice a day, doing everything right, but nothing worked. When I tested her magnesium levels, they were dangerously low. I put her on soaked almonds, just a small handful every morning, and within 3 weeks her legs stopped shaking. Within 2 months, she was walking a mile without any discomfort. The protein shakes were never the problem. Her body just needed magnesium to wake up her muscles and actually use that protein. Almonds do not just feed your muscles. They wake them up, they activate them, they make everything else you eat actually work. Now let me move to the second nut, and this one is the inflammation fighter. We are talking about walnuts. If you have ever noticed that after even light activity your muscles stay sore for days, that is not normal aging. That is chronic inflammation, and it is quietly destroying your muscle tissue. Inflammation is like a slow fire burning inside your body. It slows down repair, it damages muscle fibers, and it blocks your body's ability to rebuild. You can eat all the protein in the world, but if inflammation is high, your muscles cannot recover. Walnuts are unique because they contain omega-3 fatty acids, specifically something called ALA, along with powerful antioxidants and plant protein. Think of walnuts as a cooling balm for inflamed muscles. Your body takes that ALA and converts it into DHA and EPA, the exact same anti-inflammatory compounds you get from fish oil. Researchers at the University of Barcelona studied seniors who ate walnuts daily for 3 months. They found a 25% drop in inflammation markers and significantly better flexibility. But here is what most people do not realize. The inflammation in your muscles is not just from exercise. It is coming from hidden sources, processed foods, refined oils, sugar spikes. These create constant stress on your muscle tissue, and walnuts help calm that fire. Walnuts also contain polyphenols and ellagic acid, compounds that do not just reduce inflammation, but actually improve the communication between your brain and your muscles. Better signals mean better coordination, better balance, better strength. When the pathway between your brain and muscles is clear, you move more smoothly, react more quickly, and feel more confident in your body. This is especially important after 60, when coordination problems can lead to dangerous falls and injuries. Walnuts are literally rebuilding the communication network that keeps you safe and stable. But you have to eat them correctly, and this is where most people go wrong. If you buy roasted and salted walnuts, you are destroying the omega-3 potency and adding sodium that causes water retention and swelling. What you need is raw walnuts, soaked overnight just like almonds. Take 4 or 5 raw walnuts, soak them in water, and in the morning peel off the brown skin. Eat them on an empty stomach for maximum absorption. The brown skin contains tannins that can interfere with nutrient absorption, so removing it makes a significant difference. For breakfast, mix them into Greek yogurt or oatmeal with a drizzle of honey and a pinch of cinnamon. That combination stabilizes your blood sugar while delivering anti-inflammatory power. At lunch, crush a few walnuts into your salad with spinach, avocado, and olive oil. The healthy fats work together to reduce inflammation throughout your entire body. In the evening, eat a couple of walnuts with apple slices. The fiber from the apple slows sugar absorption, and the walnuts keep inflammation low overnight. I had a patient named Frank, 68 years old, who had chronic shoulder pain for years. He tried physical therapy, pain medication, nothing helped. I told him to replace his evening cookies with a handful of raw walnuts. Within 3 weeks, his pain was gone. Not reduced, gone. Because we were not just masking symptoms, we were removing the inflammatory fire that was causing the problem. Recovery is not about adding more protein. It is about removing the inflammation that stops your body from healing. Let me move to the third nut. And this one is the protein activator. We are talking about pistachios. After 60, your body develops something called anabolic resistance. That is a fancy term for a simple problem. Your muscles stop responding to protein. You eat a chicken breast, and instead of your muscles saying, let us rebuild and get stronger, they say we do not need this. Let us just store it or waste it. Movement does not create strength gains anymore. Eating does not trigger rebuilding. Your body has essentially turned off the muscle building switch. The key to flipping that switch back on is an amino acid called leucine, and pistachios are loaded with it. Leucine is like a master key that unlocks your muscle cells and tells them to start absorbing protein and building new tissue. Without enough leucine, it does not matter how much protein you consume. Your muscles will not respond. But here's what makes pistachios truly special. They contain all 9 essential amino acids, which means they are a complete plant protein, just like eggs or meat. Researchers at Cornell University compared pistachio protein to egg protein in seniors over 8 weeks. The results were stunning. Pistachios matched eggs for muscle synthesis, but they also improved digestion, boosted energy levels, and lowered cholesterol. You are getting the muscle benefits without the downsides. But again, preparation matters. Salted and roasted pistachios cause water retention, swelling, and muscle cramps. The excessive sodium throws off your electrolyte balance, which is critical for muscle contraction and nerve function. What you want is raw or lightly roasted unsalted pistachios eaten in the middle of the day when your metabolism is at its peak. About 20 to 25 pistachios is the perfect serving size. At lunch, eat them with a cup of green tea. The catechins in green tea enhance the effects of leucine, so your muscles absorb even more. You can also blend pistachios into a smoothie with spinach, banana, and almond milk, or crush them over oatmeal or yogurt to stabilize blood sugar while activating muscle growth. Pistachios also contain vitamin B6 and potassium, which prevent those terrible night cramps that wake you up and improve coordination during the day. Vitamin B6 supports neurotransmitter production, which means your brain can send stronger signals to your muscles. Potassium regulates fluid balance and prevents the painful cramping that so many seniors experience. I had a patient named Elaine, 69 years old, who told me her arms felt soft and heavy no matter how much protein she ate. I tested her leucine levels, and they were low. I put her on pistachios every day at lunch, and within 1 month her arms felt firm again. She could carry her grandchildren, lift her shopping bags, do all the things she thought she had lost. The protein she was eating was never the problem. Her body just needed the leucine signal to actually use it. Pistachios tell your muscles to wake up, to rebuild, to respond. And when you combine them with the almonds and walnuts I already mentioned, you create a chain reaction of strength and recovery. Now let me tell you about the 4th nut, and this is the cellular restorer. This is the most powerful one, and you have to be very careful with it. We are talking about Brazil nuts. If your strength keeps fading no matter what you eat, no matter how much you exercise, the problem might be selenium deficiency. Selenium is a trace mineral that most people never think about, but it is absolutely critical for muscle repair. It supports the enzymes that rebuild damaged tissue. It protects your mitochondria, which are the energy factories inside every cell, and it maintains hormone production, including testosterone and thyroid hormones that regulate muscle mass. Brazil nuts are nature's richest source of selenium, and that is both their power and their danger. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition published a study showing that seniors who ate just 2 Brazil nuts daily for 12 weeks experienced a 60% improvement in strength and endurance. 60% from 2 nuts. That is more powerful than most supplements on the market. But here's the warning, and this is critical. Each Brazil nut contains about 90 micrograms of selenium. Your body needs selenium, but too much becomes toxic. If you eat more than 2 or 3 Brazil nuts every day, you can actually harm yourself. Excess selenium causes hair loss, nail brittleness, digestive problems, and even neurological issues. This is not like almonds where you can eat a handful. With Brazil nuts, precision matters. The best approach is to eat 1 to 2 Brazil nuts in the evening during your body's peak repair phase. Pair them with a small piece of dark chocolate or half an avocado because selenium is fat soluble and absorbs better with healthy fats. Brazil nuts also contain zinc, magnesium, and complete proteins that work together to reactivate glutathione, your body's master antioxidant. This creates a cellular environment where muscles can repair faster, recover stronger, and resist the breakdown that comes with aging. Glutathione is what protects your cells from oxidative stress, and without selenium, your body cannot produce enough of it. I had a patient named George, 74 years old, who ate an incredibly clean diet, exercised regularly, but his muscles stayed weak. When I tested his selenium levels, they were critically low. I put him on 2 Brazil nuts every evening, and within 3 weeks his leg strength came back. He could stand from a chair without using his arms, walk without fatigue, feel stable and confident again. But here is what you must understand. If George had been eating processed foods, refined sugar, or fried oils, those Brazil nuts would not have worked. Those foods destroy selenium absorption and cancel out all the benefits. Strength does not come from lifting more weight. It comes from restoring the nutrients your cells are missing, and Brazil nuts do that at the deepest cellular level. Now that you understand these 4 powerful nuts, I need to warn you about 3 food traps that will completely block your muscle repair. These mistakes are so common that almost everyone makes them without realizing it. The first trap is refined sugar. When you combine nuts with refined sugar, something terrible happens inside your body. The amino acids from the nuts react with sugar molecules to form compounds called AGs, advanced glycation end products. These AGs stiffen your muscle fibers, slow down recovery, and accelerate aging at the cellular level. Think of AGs as rust forming on metal. They make your tissues rigid, inflexible, and prone to damage. This means candied nuts, sweetened nut butters, trail mixes with chocolate chips. All of these are destroying the benefits you are trying to get. If you want sweetness, use fresh fruit or a tiny drizzle of raw honey, but keep refined sugar completely away from your nuts. Even something as seemingly innocent as honey roasted nuts from the store contains enough sugar to trigger this harmful reaction. Read labels carefully, and when in doubt, choose completely unsweetened options. The second trap is processed oils. When you buy mixed nuts from the store, they are usually coated in vegetable oil, canola oil, or soybean oil. These oils oxidize under heat and create inflammatory compounds that inflame your muscle tissue. You think you are eating healthy nuts, but you are actually pouring inflammatory oil into your body. This leads to chronic soreness, swelling, and fatigue that never goes away. These oils also interfere with the omega-3 fatty acids in walnuts, essentially canceling out their anti-inflammatory benefits. The solution is simple. Choose dry roasted or completely raw nuts, and when you cook at home, only use olive oil or avocado oil. Those are the only oils that do not damage your muscle tissue. The third trap is white bread and refined carbohydrates. If you eat nuts with white bread, pasta, or crackers made from refined flour, your blood sugar spikes so sharply that your body stops absorbing the amino acids from the nuts. The calories go in, but the nutrients are wasted. Your insulin spikes, your body shifts into fat storage mode, and all the magnesium, selenium, and leucine you just ate gets flushed out unused. This is why you can eat healthy foods and still feel weak. The refined carbohydrates are sabotaging nutrient absorption. If you are going to eat nuts with carbohydrates, choose whole grains like oatmeal, quinoa, or brown rice. These keep your blood sugar stable and allow your muscles to absorb every nutrient. The fiber in whole grains slows digestion, which means nutrients are released gradually instead of being wasted in a sudden rush. I want to bring all of this together into a simple daily routine that anyone can follow. When you wake up in the morning, start with 5 or 6 soaked almonds blended into a smoothie or eaten with oatmeal. This wakes up your muscles and activates magnesium absorption. The morning is when your cortisol levels are naturally higher, and magnesium helps balance that stress hormone while supporting muscle function. At mid-morning, if you feel hungry, have a small handful of walnuts with an apple or some berries. This keeps inflammation low and provides steady energy without spiking your blood sugar. At lunch, eat 20 to 25 pistachios with your meal, maybe sprinkled over a salad or mixed into yogurt with green tea. This is when your metabolism peaks and leucine works best. Your body is primed to absorb nutrients and build tissue during the midday hours, so this is the perfect time to deliver that powerful leucine signal. In the evening, After dinner, eat 1 to 2 Brazil nuts with a piece of dark chocolate or half an avocado. This supports overnight repair and restores selenium levels while you sleep. Nighttime is when your body does its deepest cellular repair, and selenium ensures that process happens efficiently. This routine gives you all 4 nuts in the right amounts at the right times, and it works with your body's natural rhythms. You are not overloading with selenium. You are not spiking blood sugar. You are not causing inflammation. You are simply giving your muscles the exact nutrients they need to rebuild, strengthen, and thrive. And when you combine this with the protein you are already eating, everything changes. Your chicken actually builds muscle. Your eggs actually repair tissue. Your fish actually boosts strength. The nuts are the missing key that unlocks everything else. I have seen this transformation in hundreds of my patients. People who thought they were doomed to weakness, who believed their best years were behind them, who felt like prisoners in their own aging bodies. And then they made this one simple change, adding these 4 nuts in the right way. And within weeks, they felt stronger. Within months, they were doing things they had not done in years. Climbing stairs without fear, carrying groceries without strain, playing with grandchildren without exhaustion. This is not about turning back time. This is about giving your body what it actually needs to function the way it was designed to function. Let me be very clear about the timeline you can expect. In the first week, you might not notice dramatic changes, but your body is already starting to absorb these nutrients and repair at the cellular level. By the second week, many of my patients report feeling less fatigue and sleeping better at night. By the third and fourth weeks, physical changes become noticeable. Muscles feel firmer, movements feel smoother, and that constant background soreness starts to fade. By the end of 2 months, the transformation is undeniable. Strength returns, confidence rebuilds, and life becomes enjoyable again. If you are over 60 and you have been struggling with muscle weakness, I want you to try this for just 30 days. Get raw almonds, raw walnuts, raw unsalted pistachios, and Brazil nuts. Soak the almonds in walnuts overnight. Follow the daily routine I just described. Avoid the 3 food traps: refined sugar, processed oils, and white bread. Give your body a real chance to repair itself. And I promise you, if you do this consistently, you will feel a difference. Your legs will feel more stable, your arms will feel stronger, your energy will come back, and you will remember what it feels like to move through life with confidence and power. This is not complicated, this is not expensive, but it is life-changing, and it is waiting for you right now. The choice is yours. You can continue down the path of gradual decline, accepting weakness as inevitable, or you can take action today with 4 simple foods that science has proven to work. I have dedicated my career to helping seniors reclaim their strength and independence, and these 4 nuts are one of the most powerful tools I have discovered. Do not let another day go by feeling weak and limited. Start today, stay consistent, and watch your body transform in ways you thought were impossible